Protein bars are hard, dense, dry. They taste like shit. I'm gonna show you how to make chocolate brownie protein bars that taste way better than this chocolate brownie protein bar. They're cheaper to make, they're way healthier and only require a few simple ingredients, and they are so indulgent. You will never buy protein bars again after you make these protein bars. My protein bars cost under $1 to make, so they're cheaper than any protein bar you could buy, and they taste way better. Making delicious macro-friendly food that I crave helped me lose over 100 pounds and build all the muscle I have today. So I made a fat loss cookbook with over 150 recipes to help you reach your goals too. First, if you've been watching this channel for a long time, there's no way you're doing this. But if you're new, are you buying oat flour from a grocery store? If you are, listen to me, I'm about to save you so much money. Just grab any blender, make sure it's really dry, otherwise blow dry it. Add in 60 grams of oatmeal to it. I'm just using regular instant oatmeal, which only costs 13 cents. Blend this. You might have to shake your blender around a little bit to get all the oat grains blended really well. Mine kind of stick underneath the blade. And pour all this into a large mixing bowl. Look how fine that consistency is. That is perfect oat flour, and you made it for so much cheaper. Then take your favorite chocolate protein powder. I'm using Legion's cocoa cereal flavor because you can get it using code Rahul, which saves you 20%, and it's delicious. If you don't like it, they will give you all your money back and you get to keep the product. I'm using 50 grams of whey protein powder, which costs $2.60. Then a staple ingredient in my pantry, powdered peanut butter. Add in 75 grams of powdered peanut butter, which only costs 96 cents. This is regular peanut butter, this is powdered peanut butter. The reason I'm using this is because powdered peanut butter has 25% of the calories of regular peanut butter. If you take all the oil out of the regular peanut butter and you ship to Pan Express to deep fry your orange chicken, you're left with powdered peanut butter, all the protein and most of the fat removed, which drastically reduces the calories. We need to make this chocolatey, so we'll use 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I'm gonna use 1.5 tablespoons of dark cocoa powder for dark chocolate brownie vibes, and then I'll use a half tablespoon of black cocoa powder for a deeper, darker color. I don't know why, but my cocoa powder is always so clumpy, so I'll sift it to remove all those clumps. By the way, there's 3 types of cocoa powders. There's natty cocoa powder, there's dark cocoa powder, and there's black cocoa powder. Natty cocoa powder is very chocolatey and very bitter. Dark cocoa powder gives those dark chocolate vibes. It's less bitter, a little less chocolatey. And black cocoa powder, it doesn't even taste like chocolate. It tastes like Oreos. It's not bitter at all, but also not chocolatey at all. You can use any of these 3. If you want these to taste like Oreos, use black cocoa powder. If you want these to give you rich dark chocolate vibes, use dark cocoa powder. And if the only thing you have is natty cocoa powder, use it. It's completely fine. Just add a little bit more sweetener because this stuff is quite bitter. We need one more ingredient to bring out all the flavors, and that's salt. But not all salt is created equal. That's why I'm hyped that Ava Jane's Kitchen is sponsoring this video, and I get to feature their Colima sea salt. I'll pour the salt into a bowl to show you how the texture on this salt is incredible. This salt is crunchy, like super crunchy. The texture on the salt is amazing. It enhances the flavors of any dish. That's why I'm using this not only to enhance the flavors of the protein bar base, but also later on in this video, I'll swap these protein bars with the sea salt so we get a nice satisfying flavor boost and crunch in every single bite. The chocolate salty combo is to die for. Supermarket salt is heated and filtered in a factory. It may contain microplastics from polluted ocean water. It has a powdery taste and it's stripped of all its natural minerals. But Ava Jane Kitchen salt is hand harvested from crystal clear ancient Aztec lagoons. It's 100% pure sea salt with 0 ocean-borne microplastics. It's got a large crunchy granules bursting with real rich flavor, and it's packed with magnesium, potassium, and calcium. Ava Jane Kitchen's Colima sea salt. The taste and the texture is so satisfying and crunchy. It's perfect. I'll leave a link in the description. If you want to pick some up, use code Rahul to get 25% off. You got to experience the explosion of taste and flavors when you use this Colima sea salt. The crunch is perfect. Mix your dry ingredients around really well to avoid clumping. Of course, I used the wrong bowl for this recipe. This bowl is too small. Oh, get in there. Get in there. Don't spill, please. Don't spill. Let's go. This is easy to mix now. Then add in 120 grams of Greek yogurt, which costs 50 cents. This will help bind the dough. We'll also add in almond milk, water, or any liquid of your choice. Coffee works great too. Just 45 grams of liquid though, not too much. And then we get a silicone spatula and we mix. It's gonna look like way too much powder, but be patient and continue mixing. Eventually you'll get a dry, crumbly consistency like this. Just keep mixing and don't add more liquid. You should not need more liquid if you followed my recipe. If you used casein or vegan protein powder instead of whey, then yes, you're gonna need significantly more liquid to form a dough. But if you followed my recipe and used whey protein powder, eventually you're gonna get a dough ball that looks like this. You see how it's sticky? Just let it sit for like 10 minutes. The oatmeal will absorb all the moisture and it will get drier and much easier to work with. Then we can form our protein bars. Then get a glass baking dish or meal prep container, cover it with plastic wrap to make your life easy when it comes to removing these protein bars. Add your protein dough into this baking dish. Well, we're not baking it, so it doesn't have to be a baking dish, just a dish. And start to flatten it out. If it's too sticky, just spray a tiny amount of oil spray onto your fingertips, lube up your fingertips, and then start flattening out the dough again, and nothing will stick. You can also use water, by the way. You don't need to use oil. Once you have the dough in a flat layer, let's make our topping. Add 30 grams of dark chocolate into a bowl. This costs 26 cents. You can use any chocolate you want, but I love the bitterness of dark chocolate. Microwave this for 60 seconds until almost fully melted, but not all the way melted. When the chocolate is almost melted, but not quite melted enough, this is when you stop microwaving, because otherwise you're gonna burn it. Just take a spoon and mix, and the residual heat will melt the rest of the chocolate. Then to improve the consistency of this chocolate, we need to add a little bit of coconut oil to it. Coconut oil is extremely high calorie because it's just pure fat. That's why we're only going to use 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, which costs 5 cents. As soon as you add this to the warm chocolate, the coconut oil will start to melt and you can mix it in. This little tiny amount of coconut oil adds a luxurious mouthfeel to the chocolate and gives these protein bars a crisp, snappy chocolate topping. Without the coconut oil, the chocolate topping is just kind of too hard. Pour this chocolate on top of your protein bars and spread it across the entire top. Now, this is the hardest part. Add this to your fridge for an hour or freezer for 20 minutes. While you wait, I added a deep dish pizza recipe into my cookbook that's to die for. It's so delicious. You get to eat deep dish every day while reaching your fitness goals. I also added in a recipe for protein Krispy Kreme donuts and also some protein Oreos that have incredible macros. Instead of needing to cheat on your diet, you can eat all the foods you love and crave, which means if you eat the recipes in my cookbook, you'll enjoy your diet forever while reaching all your goals. These bars have set in the fridge. The chocolate shell has hardened. The first thing I need to do is sprinkle some of that Ava Jane Kitchen's Kalima sea salt all over the top. It's the perfect finishing touch to enhance the taste and texture of all these bars. And then let's cut these into 5 bars. We got a thick, fudgy, brownie-like chocolate base with a decadent chocolate layer on top. These bars taste like pure dessert, except they are packed with protein. It's like a mash between cookie dough and brownie. It's delicious. That's your bar, bro. The biggest one. Yo, I have a good feeling about this one. Cheers.
Cheers. It's really good, bro.
Yo, that shit's crazy, right?
It's fudgy.
The salt on the top, the chocolate salt, it like sticks to your the roof of your mouth. I love it. It's so fudgy. Listen to that crunchy, snappy top. I don't think you heard anything. Whoops.
I heard it, bro.
You heard it, bro? The calories and macros per protein bar, this recipe makes 199 calories, 19 grams of protein, 21 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fat. And if you add up the cost of each ingredient and divide by 5, that means each protein bar only costs 94 cents. You'll be lucky to find a protein bar that costs $1 because most protein bars, if you buy them in bulk, cost $2 to $3. That's why this recipe is incredible. It's cheaper than any protein bar you can buy at a grocery store, and it even tastes better. Now that's the best of both worlds. For more recipes that taste like they're bad for you, but they're actually really healthy, they will help you get your dream body, check out my fat loss cookbook. Everything I use to transform my physique is in my cookbook that I'll update with new recipes for free. And you can't just eat sweet stuff to get your protein in. You also need to satisfy your savory cravings. That's why you should make my pepperoni pizza. It's super easy to make. The whole pizza contains 50 grams of protein, and the whole large pizza only costs $2.10 to make, which means each slice is only 26 cents. Now that's super cheap, and it tastes better than pizza you can buy. I'll see you in that video.